Hey beauties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm particularly excited about this one because this eyeshadow is giving bold and artistic. So if you want to see how I created this look, please keep watching. So the first thing I do is to go in with my Adventure Pro concealer. So I use it to prime my eyes. This is serving as my eyeshadow base. So once I apply that on my eyes, I blend it with this my blending brush, and after that I will be going in with these colors from my eyeshadow palette. Yes, this is like I'm mixing two colors together. So this is what my brush looks like. So this brush gives me more control. So if you notice, I'm so sorry for this because I did not actually know I wasn't facing the camera, so I was just focusing on my mirrors. My mind wasn't there, so I apologize for this. So this process, I'm starting from the edge, but I'm not taking it down to the front. I'm just creating this shape from the edge down to the middle or something like that. And then the next thing what I'm applying now is my oil. I'm using baby pears oil to just clean up any product at this particular area, because this area is where I want to now apply another color. You can also use your Vaseline for this process. So I'm just cleaning my lid because I want to apply another color after applying my transition shade. At this point, I'm just blending out that oil just to make sure that I don't apply any product on it to avoid it from creasing. And now this is me blending in my concealer before I go in with that particular color I want to use. So I'm using a different brush for this process. So I'm blending that out very well so that it doesn't crease. And once I'm done with that, I go in with this color from my eyeshadow palette, and I'm just applying that with another brush as well. So the first color I use is just like my transition shade, and then this other color is what I'm applying to my eyelid. So I'm applying this color to every other place or every other part of my eyelid that I did not apply the first color on. So this is me just applying it all over and blending it perfectly well. And once I do this process, I go back again with my first color. The first color I use, you just want to make sure that you don't lose any of those colors. So the first brush that I used for my transition color is what I'm using to now blend in perfectly well, so I don't lose that color. And then this second brush I'm using is the one I used for the second color, which I used for my eyelid. So I'm just going to blend in those two colors into each other to avoid any harsh lines. And once I'm done with that, I go in with my powder to for my brow bones and to also soften the edges of my eyeshadow to ensure that there are no harsh lines. So this is where it gets more interesting. This is the part where we include our creativity. Okay, so at this point, I'm just using that same pears oil to clean, creating a straight line. So I'm just cleaning out that part because that's where I want to apply my pigment. So at this point, I am using my concealer, same Adventure Pro concealer, to just, after drying out the pears oil, I'm using this concealer and I'm blending it out properly. So once I'm done with this process, the next thing I do is to go in with my with my pigment. So at this point, when I was applying it just like that, it wasn't giving me what I needed. So what I now did was to pour a little in my mixer, and then I added a little water. So I now had to mix it up with a little bit of water and just have that. So I'm taking little of it and I'm building the color. So I'm placing that on that line I created and I'm building the color slowly. So I found out that when I was using it alone, it wasn't really the pigment. I wasn't getting much of the pigment, so that was why I had to add water and then use it. Started taking bit by bit to now build up the colors, and it was not looking very much pigmented, just the way I wanted. And after that, I'm now going back again with my first brush and my transition color, and I'm just using that to blend the edges and to make sure that I don't lose that color. And then I'm using this flat brush to now make sure that the lines, there are no spaces or gaps that needs to be filled. And then this is another bold step. So this is my graphics liner. So at this point, I was actually skeptical at first whether I should actually do this or leave this look like this, or do it or leave this look like this. But at the end of the day, I actually went in with it, and thank God I didn't mess it up, because I had to make sure that my hands were really straight for this. So at this point, I just go in with this graphics liner, and I'm just creating another line just above that other line I created earlier, and that's it. So you just need your hands to be so steady. You need to make sure that your hands are not shaking so you don't mess this entire look up. You can actually leave it as plain as the first step, or you can actually just create like me, go the extra mile and make sure that this look comes out perfectly and beautiful. So after that, I'm going back again with my pigment one more time to make sure that I don't lose all those colors, and I just wanted it to pop, so I'm using a pencil brush right now. So this brush is more pointy, so I'm just using it to blend the edges. So I didn't want this video to be long, but because I noticed that the first one I didn't show the process, so this is me now showing you how I achieved the first color, since I wasn't facing the camera for the first time when I was creating this. So this is how I blended the eyeshadow, the first one I applied. So this is it. I just from the edges down to the middle of, I wasn't taking it into my inner corners of my eyes. So that is it. And then I repeat the same process all over again. So at this point, I'm blending out my edges to ensure that there are no harsh lines, and to ensure that everything is blended in perfectly well. And then after this, we're almost done. So at this point, I'm just taking that same pigment but without the water. So I'm just applying that to my lower lash line, and we're done. So let me show you what the final look looks like. And okay, it's time to take off my hat, my cap, my wig cap. So this is the final look, guys. I hope you'll be recreating this look, and I will see you in my next video. Please, if you know you're new here, please do not forget to subscribe. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like and share this video. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.